Here's the secret reason Bran Stark let it all happen after becoming the Three-Eyed Raven. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you love House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, and deep dives into Westerosi lore. Let's begin. From a moment Bran Stark fell from that tower in Winterfell, his fate was sealed. What seemed like a tragic accident was actually the beginning of a transformation that would change the entire course of Westeros. When Bran became the Three-Eyed Raven, he gained knowledge that stretched across time itself. But what if this gift wasn't just a burden? What if Bran Stark let it all happen? The wars, the betrayals, even the fall of the Night King, because he knew something no one else did. Welcome to the realm where dragons soar, swords clash, and secrets burn beneath the Iron Throne. If you're obsessed with Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and all the hidden lore of Westeros, then you're in the right place. Hit subscribe and ring that bell icon to join our growing brotherhood of fans, because in this channel, the watch never ends. Today, we uncover the secret reason Bran Stark allowed Westeros to descend into chaos and why it all ended with him on the Iron Throne. Dramatic pause. Winter came, and Bran saw everything. To understand why Bran Stark might have let it all happen, we need to go back to the very beginning, the day he fell. Bran wasn't born special. He was simply a boy who loved climbing walls and dreamed of becoming a knight. But his fall from that tower wasn't just an accident caused by Jaime Lannister. In many ways, it was the first step toward his transformation into the Three-Eyed Raven. That fall took away his innocence. It stripped him of his childhood dreams and tethered him to something far greater. The weirwood trees, the old gods, and the endless stream of visions that would one day show him every triumph and every tragedy in Westeros. When Bran finally met the previous Three-Eyed Raven beyond the wall, he was told, "You will never walk again, but you will fly." This was not just about physical flight. It was about transcending the limitations of humanity. Bran didn't just gain knowledge, he became knowledge. And from that moment, Bran stopped being just Bran Stark. He became something else entirely. The Three-Eyed Raven wasn't simply a seer. He was a living archive of history and destiny. Bran could see everything that was, everything that is, and, most terrifyingly, everything that might be. We see this in his visions. He watches the Mad King scream, "Burn them all." He witnesses Jon Snow's birth at the Tower of Joy. He sees the Night King's creation by the children of the forest. Bran doesn't just know history. He experiences it. And this is where things get complicated. Because when you know everything, you also know the cost of changing even the smallest event. One choice, one alteration, could shatter the timeline of Westeros in ways even Bran couldn't control. This is why Bran often appears cold and detached. When he becomes the Three-Eyed Raven, he doesn't comfort Sansa. He doesn't warn Jon about Daenerys. He doesn't stop Littlefinger immediately, even though he knows Littlefinger's crimes. To everyone else, it looks like Bran has lost his humanity. But maybe, just maybe, Bran wasn't heartless. Maybe he simply knew that everything, even the pain, had to happen. One of the greatest mysteries about Bran is his relationship with time. We know he can see into the past, but he can also influence it, even if only subtly. Remember Hodder? When Bran warged into Hodder's mind during the attack in the cave, he accidentally connected young Wylis with his future death, leaving him with one broken phrase, "Hold the door." This moment proves that Bran isn't just an observer of time. He's a participant. So ask yourself this. If Bran could cause Hodder's fate, what else did he influence? What if Bran didn't just watch the history of Westeros? What if he guided it? Many fans believe Bran may have allowed the fall of the wall because it would lead to the final battle with the Night King. Refused to warn anyone about Daenerys because he knew Jon Snow would have to stop her. Even orchestrated his own path to the throne, not out of ambition, but because he knew it was the only way to ensure a lasting peace. If this is true, then Bran didn't simply let it all happen. He made sure it happened exactly the way it needed to. But there's another possibility, a darker one. What if Bran didn't just let it happen? What if he wanted it to happen? By the end of the series, Bran sits on the throne, calm, emotionless, and strangely unsurprised. When Tyrion asks him if he would accept the crown, Bran simply says, Why do you think I came all this way? This line has haunted fans ever since. Was Bran implying that everything, the wars, the betrayals, even Daenerys' death, was always about him becoming king? If so, then Bran Stark may be the most calculating ruler in the history of Westeros. Instead of fighting for the throne with armies, he used destiny itself as his weapon. He didn't conquer Westeros. He simply waited for Westeros to destroy itself and then sat down on the throne. This isn't the story of a boy who became a wise and selfless ruler. It's the story of a boy who played the longest game in history. And yet, maybe it isn't that simple. Because if Bran truly does see everything, that means he carries the weight of every tragedy in his mind. He remembers every death, every betrayal, every choice that led to the throne. That is not the life of a king. That is the life of a prisoner. Perhaps the greatest secret about Bran Stark is that he isn't happy to be king. Maybe he didn't want power at all. Maybe he simply knew that no one else could bear the knowledge he carried. By the end, Bran is less a ruler and more a living sacrifice. A boy who gave up his humanity so that Westeros could survive. And that may be the most tragic ending of all. So why did Bran Stark let it all happen? Because he saw the only ending that worked. Bran didn't save everyone. He didn't stop the bloodshed. He didn't bring back the dead. But in the end, he delivered what no one else could. A chance for Westeros to start over. Whether you see him as a hero, a manipulator, or a cold, emotionless god, one thing is certain. Bran Stark changed the game, and he didn't need to play it, because he had already seen how it would end. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of Bran Stark and the hidden secrets of the Three-Eyed Raven, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Do you think Bran was a hero or the greatest mastermind in Westerosi history? This is just the beginning, because in the world of ice and fire, nothing is ever as it seems. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what comes next in this explosive WWE saga. Until next time, stay strong, stay loud, and stay tuned. But in the end, he delivered what no one else could. A chance for Westeros to start over. Whether you see him as a hero, a manipulator, or a cold, emotionless god, one thing is certain. Bran Stark changed the game, and he didn't need to play it, because he had already seen how it would end. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of Bran Stark and the hidden secrets of the Three-Eyed Raven, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Do you think Bran was a hero or the greatest mastermind in Westerosi history?